What is up, everybody? In today's video, we'll be talking about a big-time winter storm that is going to impact the central and eastern U.S. from Tuesday to Wednesday to Thursday time frame that is going to cause significant snowfall impacts. Let's get right into this video. Alrighty, guys, the first thing we're going to look at is the timing of the system. Then next, we're going to show the snowfall totals with a in-depth showing of these snowfall totals with this here. This is the GFS with this showing a big area of snowfall to form around the 6 a.m. time frame across central portions of Kansas here, where a lot of snow is going to form. Then at 9 a.m. we're going to see a wide area of snow form with potentially even some ice and sleet across Oklahoma City areas, with maybe even snow. We could see it snowing in Tulsa, in southern Kansas and Wichita areas, and Springfield around the 9 a.m. areas. This is going to quickly expand and dump a lot of snow, with areas to the north suffering with dry air, but a big band of snow further to the south that's going to bring the highest amount of snow across maybe southern Missouri into southern Illinois. With this here, this is at around 6 p.m. time frame, with heavy snow dumping across the Springfield area, some snow in St. Louis, and a really and some snow across the Kansas City areas here. Then around the 9 p.m. time frame, we're going to see snow start to expand and impact Evansville areas and Paducah areas around that time thing, with a mix of snow and sleet across the 9 p.m. time frame in the Little Rock metro area. Then we're going to see some potential snowfall start to occur around the 12 a.m. time frame in Memphis, Tennessee, where the snow is going to first form. Then around the 3 a.m. time frame, the snow is going to expand into the Nashville, Tennessee areas, into central and eastern portions of Kentucky, and this is going to dump snow across the Evansville area, and maybe even a little bit of snow across extreme northern portions of Mississippi and northern Alabama with this system here. Then this is going to extend further to the east here, and potentially even dump some snow across the Charlotte areas and the Raleigh areas. But this is not looking like a huge impact system for the Mid-Atlantic. Now, for the HRRR snowfall totals here, I'm using the Kachura ratio, because with this system, we're going to see dry and fluffy snow. It's going to be really cold outside for a lot of Missouri and Illinois and Kansas areas, meaning the snowfall ratios are going to be higher. Instead of the 10-to-1 ratio, we're going to see 20-to-1, meaning an inch of rain equals 20 inches of snow with this. But this is showing that big banding of snow, that we're going to see a tight band where areas to the north are going to get stuck with dry air and a little less snow, like Kansas City into St. Louis, but a really tight band of snow forming. I'm hoping this could shift north, but we're getting really close to this now. This is the reason I'm posting this video, because we have a lot more certainty in how much snow is going to bring, with maybe even up to a foot of snow in portions of southern Missouri. I definitely think some area in southern Missouri is going to see a foot of snow with this. So the first area we're going to show is the National Weather Service in Topeka, Kansas here, showing 5 to 8 inches for Manhattan, 5 to 8 inches for Salina, 5 to 9 inches for Newton. Further south, 6 to 9 inches for Emporia, 6 to 9 inches for Ottawa, 5 to 8 inches for Kansas City, 5 to 8 inches for Topeka, 4 to 7 for Holton, 4 to 6 for St. Joseph, 4 to 6 for Hiawatha, 3 to 6 for Marysville, 4 to 7 for Concordia areas with this here. Now, if we go further south to the National Weather Service in Wichita, Kansas, real quick. Sorry, it's not letting me. It's a little weird. So this is the expected snowfall total for the Wichita, Kansas here, showing 5 to 9 inches of snow for Wichita, Kansas, 4 to 7 for Harper, 3 to 5 for Pratt, 5 to 9 for Winfield. Coffeyville and Chanute getting a lot more snow, of 7 to 11 inches here. Russell getting 5 to 8, and Salina getting 5 to 8 inches, with Hutchinson also receiving 5 to 8 inches of snow from this system here. Now, if we go to the National Weather Service in Tulsa with this system here, we're going to see a wide, drastic range of snow, with areas further north getting a lot more snow than areas further south here. Tulsa, you're right on the edge here, which you're going to see 4.5 inches of snow, which is what this is showing. Then a big cutoff here showing 2.7 inches for Muskogee, and then really low amounts of only 0.2 inches for McAllister and 0.2 for Fort Smith areas. 3.6 inches expected for Fayetteville, then a huge amount of 8.5 inches for Bartlesville, and 10.7 for Miami and northern Oklahoma, which is really rare for even northern portions of Oklahoma with this. Now, if we go to the National Weather Service in Norman, Oklahoma real quick, we are showing only maybe up to an inch of snow in Oklahoma City and Clinton areas, with Woodward seeing 1 to 2 inches. Stillwater, you're right on the edge there, but 1 to 2 to 2 to 3 inches of snow. I think around 2 inches of snow is expected in Stillwater. I think maybe 3 inches of snow for Enid areas. And then 4 to 6 inches, I'd say maybe 4 inches of snow for Ponca City, Oklahoma with this system here. Now for the ice totals here, we're going to see up to a 1/10 of an inch of ice for Clinton, Altus, Lawton, Wichita Falls, Ardmore, and Ada, Stillwater, and Woodward areas, with higher ice accumulations across the Oklahoma City areas where 0.1 to 0.15 inches of ice is forecasted. This is going to cause slick and hazardous travel for the Tuesday morning and evening commutes with this. Now, if we look at the National Weather Service in Kansas City forecast here, we're going to see 5 to 8 inches of snow for Kansas City. Chillicothe, right on the edge there, where I was mentioning on the northern part of the snow, dry air is going to affect this, so maybe potentially even less accumulations for this area than what is shown here. But 3 to 5 inches for Chillicothe, 1 to 3 for Kirksville, 1 to 3 for Bethany, 1 to 3 for Maryville, 2 to 5 for Falls City, 3 to 6 for Moberly, 4 to 8 for Columbia, 5 to 9 for Jefferson City, 7 to 12 for Rolla, 6 to 9 for Butler, and 5 to 9 for Sedalia, with 6 to 9 inches for Ottawa with its light and fluffy snow that is forecasted here. Now, if we look at the National Weather Service in Springfield, we're going to see some really high totals with this. 8 to 11 inches of snow for Joplin, 6 to 8 for Anderson here, 8 to 12 for Pittsburgh, 7 to 12 inches for Nevada, 8 to 11 inches for Springfield, 8 to 12 for Lebanon, 7 to 12 in Rolla, 7 to 11 in Osage Beach, 6 to 10 in Warsaw, 6 to 10 in Ava, and 6 to 9 in West Plains here. Remember, where we see a narrow band of snow, maybe even across these areas, will drastically increase the snowfall totals, where I'm thinking maybe possibly in this circled area could potentially be further north or further south, is going to potentially see maybe even more snow than this, maybe up to a foot of snow totals with this here. Now, if we move on to the National Weather Service in St. Louis with this, we are going to see 4 to 8 inches of snow for St. Louis, 5 to 9 inches for Washington, 6 to 11 for Sullivan, 7 to 12 in Rolla, 5 to 9 in Jeff City, 4 to 8 for Columbia, 4 to 8 for Mexico, 3 to 6 for Bowling Green, 3 to 6 inches for Jerseyville, 2 to 5 for Litchfield, 3 to 6 for Salem, 4 to 7 for Nashville, 4 to 7 for Marion, 5 to 9 inches for Chester, 4 to 8 inches for Cape Girardeau, 6 to 11 inches for Farmington and Centerville, 6 to 11 for Sullivan, where I do think in these potential areas here we could see a heavier band of snow that could maybe increase the totals, maybe even up to a foot of snow, and those areas are possible with this here as a dry and fluffy snow is going to occur, but they're still a little uncertain on where that narrow band is going to occur with this here. And remember what I was showing for the National Weather Service in St. Louis, the northern parts could get a little less snow depending on how the dry air is going to set up once this system occurs. Now, if we go to the National Weather Service in Paducah here, we're expecting 4 to 6 inches for Paducah, 4 to 7 for New Madrid, 3 to 5 for Murray, 3 to 5 for Hopkinsville, 3 to 5 for Madisonville, 3 to 5 for Owensboro, 3 to 5 for Evansville, 4 to 7 for Mount Vernon, 5 to 8 for Cape Girardeau, 6 to 10 for Piedmont, and 2 to 5 for Jasper, and 2 to 5 for Olney, with areas where am expecting a wide range of 3 to 6 inches of snow in that circled area with this here. Now, let's see if National Weather Service in winter weather. Okay, so this is the National Weather Service snowfall total forecast for the Memphis areas here. We're going to see 1.6 inches of snow for Memphis. Further north, 2.7 inches for Jackson, with a wide range of snow here, with more areas to the north getting more snow and areas to the south seeing way less snow. 3.8 for Jonesboro, 0.7 for Little Rock, 1.6 for Searcy, 3.6 for Batesville, 3.8 for Jonesboro, 4.3 for Blytheville, 4.6 for Dyersburg, 5.9 for Union City, 3.3 inches for Nashville, and 4.6 inches for Clarksville areas, with 2.7 for Jackson. areas here, really depending on how far south this system gets, especially with the Nashville areas here. We're expecting 2 to 3 inches for Nashville, 3 to 4 inches for Clarksville here, 3 inches for Waverly, 1 to 2 for Waynesboro, 1 to 2 for Columbia, 1 to 2 for Tullahoma, 2 inches for Smithville, and Lafayette getting 2 to 3 inches of snow. They have been trending on the higher side as the system has been shifting a little bit further south, but I am still expecting 2 to 3 inches of snow for the Nashville areas with this here. Now we are going to also see a big area of Arctic air form with potentially the last Arctic air of the winter season to plume into a lot of the U.S. here, with a big area of Arctic air that's going to plume in from Canada, which is already heading in right now currently with this here. We're going to see this drastically bring some really, really below average temperatures with potential even 30 to 40 degrees below average across the central U.S., including Kansas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, South Dakota, Missouri, Arkansas, and more. And this is going to continue here through around Thursday, Wednesday, even into the Friday time frame with really, really below average temperatures, which is going to finally maybe wear off around the Sunday time frame into Monday, where it's going to go back to maybe above average temperatures. But we're going to see some really, really, really below average temperatures for a lot of the central U.S. with this here. In this area I circled, going all the way from Louisiana all the way up to North Dakota with really, really below average temperatures. If we look at the apparent temperature, we're going to see, potentially below zero wind chills across Oklahoma, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Iowa, Wisconsin, Minnesota, South Dakota, North Dakota, Montana, Nebraska areas here with really, really frigid temperatures for a lot of the U.S. We could even see some cold temperatures getting almost into Louisiana, Mississippi with really, really cold wind chills, and even in Louisiana and in the panhandle of Florida, and even some really cold temperatures over here in Texas areas. So definitely make sure to bundle up, as it's going to get really, really cold in these areas from Monday today all the way to Friday. Okay, I hope everybody did enjoy this video. This is going to be potentially even the last big snowstorm of the season, of the winter season here. Then after that, we could see some warmer temperatures with this. I'm not saying it's going to be the last snow of the season, because I really don't know. But we're definitely going to see a big snowstorm with this. I hope everybody did enjoy this video. I will make more videos in the future, so make sure to like and subscribe. Bye, everybody.